Girl, Cassie is not taking her foot off of Diddy's neck anytime soon. With the trial just around the corner, streets are saying Cassie has proof that the feds will use to lock that man up for life. Y'all have heard by now that Cassie is planning to testify against Diddy using her own name. So, all those gory details in the lawsuit, that video of Diddy throwing her around like a rag doll, his apology video, the jury will see everything play out in 4K. But that's not all. Cassie's team allegedly just sprung a sneak attack on Diddy that will leave him humiliated in open court once the trial starts. And guess what? Diddy and his team are now scrambling, trying to find any excuse to discredit Cassie and the other victims. But baby, no matter how hard they try, it is not looking good for them. So, is it over for Diddy before the trial even starts? And what is Diddy's defense in the face of all this? So Cassie has been trending these past few weeks since she dropped the bombshell that she will be testifying against Diddy with her full government name. I bet Diddy thought she was somewhere hiding out after getting that check from him. But she said, psych, the civil lawsuit where she got paid is different. This is a whole new case, and she's going to do everything in her power to put him behind bars for life. According to reports, Cassie, who is referred to as Victim 1 in court documents, will not be testifying anonymously. However, Victims 2, 3, and 4 have asked that their names not be revealed. Of course, Diddy and his team will know who they are, but they're not allowed to disclose their names to the press. And let me tell you, this little detail has got Diddy and his lawyers furious. They've been waiting to get the names of all the witnesses so they can launch their smear campaign against them, and now that the judge has ordered them to keep their mouths shut, they can't stand it. Diddy and his team have been playing internet games since this case started, trying to make Diddy look like this loving father, entrepreneur, and philanthropist who is being prosecuted for engaging in fun activities with other people. They've literally pulled all the stops to make Diddy look good. They had his kids doing photo shoots, wishing him a happy birthday, even the little one. Like, here, Diddy is actually a great family man, so he doesn't deserve to go to jail for everything he did. He even released a statement denying all the allegations and saying all his accusers, including Cassie, were coming at him because they wanted a payday. He said he was going to fight for his innocence and reputation and blah, blah, blah. And don't even get me started on how Diddy's stans were all over social media talking about how Cassie is a liar and how she and all the other victims were making up stories just to get a fat check. They were also out here talking about how Cassie must have enjoyed it if she stayed with Diddy that long. As if she didn't say in her lawsuit that Diddy would force her to come back every time she tried to leave. In her lawsuit, Cassie revealed that Diddy had a wide network of people who were loyal to him and would always find her no matter where she ran to. Diddy allegedly had people call her to pressure her into returning to him, warning her not to make Diddy angry because he could hurt her career. So how could she have left him? Folks were out here talking like some people's mothers and grandmothers didn't stay with their husbands for decades even though their husbands gave them a black eye every other day and forced them to have X when they didn't want to. But you know what? Evidence never lies. A few months after Diddy and his people spread all those false narratives about Cassie, the footage of Diddy putting his hands on her in a hotel lobby went viral. All of a sudden, it was crickets everywhere. All the people who were talking slick about Cassie suddenly didn't have anything to say anymore because Diddy had been caught in 4K doing exactly what he claimed he didn't do. But here's where it gets crazier. According to reports, the prosecutors are planning to use Diddy's apology video to Cassie against him. This also means they're going to use the hotel lobby footage, and let me tell you, it does not look good. Imagine being on the jury and watching Cassie, who is heavily pregnant by the way, break down in tears while talking about all the horrors Diddy put her through. And while watching that, the prosecutors pull up the footage of Diddy putting his hands on her, and she has to watch it all over again, and you can see the pain in her eyes. Wait, let's talk about why this is really bad for Diddy. It's not just about the optics, the jury seeing in real time what Diddy is capable of. It's also the fact that this incident happened years ago, and we didn't see this footage until last year when the feds started cracking down on Diddy. And the reason why that footage was buried was because Diddy paid the hotel to have it destroyed. If that footage had not been hidden deliberately, Diddy would have seen jail time for what he did to Cassie. That alone is incriminating. So, honestly, it's not really clear how Diddy plans to convince the jury that he's not guilty when he not only committed some of these crimes on camera, but also made sure they would never see the light of day. And when it finally came out, he willingly got in front of a camera and admitted that he did it, but he was in a really bad place. Can we also talk about how that apology video backfired hard? When Diddy posted that video, he thought it was going to help him score sympathy points with the people, but all it did was make him hella guilty and frankly unrepentant because not once did he say to Cassie, "I'm sorry for how I treated you." It was always blame the devil, I was in a bad place mentally and I'm getting closer to God. So yeah, I wouldn't bet on that as a defense. And get this, word on the street is that Diddy's lawyers were pushing hard to make sure Cassie doesn't take the stand because even they knew how bad it looked. However, they ultimately couldn't do that because, well, it's not up to them. Once the judge says Cassie can testify, there's nothing they can do about it. As for the other victims, Rumors are floating around that Diddy is trying his best to find a loophole he can go through to leak the names of the other witnesses to the media. Sadly, this isn't anything new for Diddy. Since the case started, he has been calling witnesses to harass them and intimidate them so they don't testify against him, allegedly. According to the BBC, Diddy has been breaking prison rules by contacting potential witnesses in his upcoming ex-trafficking trial, prosecutors have alleged. He allegedly made relentless efforts to corruptly influence witness testimony by using other inmates' telephone accounts and using three-way calls to speak to people who are not on his approved contacts list. But he wasn't doing this alone. According to prosecutors, a review of recorded calls also found that Mr. Combs instructed his family to contact potential witnesses in his case. So not only is he intimidating witnesses from jail, but he's also recruiting his family members to do the same for him, which could also get them in trouble. It just goes to show you that Diddy knows he's done for. The feds have him cold. And if this case goes to trial, well, let's just say things aren't looking like they're going to be in his favor. The fact that Diddy kept witness tampering became such a huge issue that he was denied bail, not once, not twice, but 3 different times. And that is after offering an arm and a leg as bond. I mean, you know you're in trouble when $50 million, your passport, and the passports of all your kids, your mom's house, and your sons standing as guarantors for you is not enough to get you out of jail. They said, Diddy, you're going to pull a fast one on us and run away if we set you loose, so just go back to your jail cell. Diddy was devastated, but little did he know that the feds were about to pull another sneak attack on him, a surprise raid of his cell, and they weren't just looking for the usual prison contraband. This time, they were looking for specific things, clues that could prove that Diddy had been reaching out to witnesses and alleged victims. Diddy's team kicked up a fuss about the whole thing, shouting about how the search was illegal and they needed the materials to be destroyed. They claimed that government prosecutors illegally seized his personal notes during a search of his jail cell at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. They argued some of the materials detailed information that is protected attorney-client privilege, which shields information discussed between a client and an attorney. Now, the judge did order the prosecution to destroy copies of the material in their possession, but the judge also ordered that the evidence will be considered, and it turns out they found plenty of evidence against Diddy. As for Cassie, it looks like there will be more bombshells coming from her and her legal team as the trial draws near. And if word on the streets is anything to go by, then Cassie is more than ready to face whatever the trial brings. So, do you guys think Cassie is making a mistake by coming against Diddy with her full name? Or do you think this is a full circle moment for her? Share your thoughts in the comments and check out this next video.